So, when we're thinking about the causes of depression and anxiety, regardless of whether we're talking about new and expectant parents or just talking about anybody you might meet on the street, usually we're thinking in terms of some kind of vulnerability stress model. And what that means is that somebody might have some kind of vulnerability to develop depression or anxiety. And that could be all kinds of things. It might be a genetic or a biological vulnerability, it might be something interpersonal, it might be a psychological characteristic. So individuals who have this vulnerability in the context of some kind of stressful experience, like becoming a new parent, bringing a baby home, experiencing sleep deprivation, all of the things that go along with pregnancy and having a new infant in the house, that those can activate those vulnerabilities and lead to symptoms of depression and anxiety. So when we think about what might lead to depression and anxiety in new and expectant parents, for some parents, it seems like there is no difference between the kinds of stresses they have when they're experiencing pregnancy or having a new baby and other kinds of stressful experiences. So people who have had depression or anxiety in the past are at increased risk to have depression and anxiety when they become parents. But there does seem to be a subset of people for whom parenting and pregnancy is kind of uniquely stressful. So, for example, when you look at women who experience postpartum depression who hadn't been depressed before, if you follow them over time, they're more likely to have another depressive episode after they have another baby, but they're not more likely to have another depressive episode if they don't have another baby. So that suggests that there might be a small group of parents for whom there really is something different about this transition to parenthood. So one possible vulnerability might be something biological. So for example, we know that women with a history of premenstrual dysphoric disorder are at increased risk for postpartum depression. But there's also some other characteristics that might place people at risk. So for example, in my own research, I look at women's beliefs about motherhood and how they think about what's a good mother supposed to be, and what are their expectations for themselves when they become mothers. And some of those beliefs also appear to uniquely predict who might have trouble when they become parents.